What Yama had experienced in Rox's house amazed her. All of it was new to her. She never imagined she would be in that place and experience extraordinary living. Under Rox's care, everything she dreamed of was given freely. She doesn't need to worry about food, a place to stay, clothes, or even money. Maids are there lining up ready to take her orders. She knew Rox was rich, but didn't realize the extent of his wealth until she experienced it firsthand. Yama can't help but remember the first time he met Rox, and the reason why she ended up in this situation. Her mind drifted back to the past. It was a big event. A party for one of their clients. John and her happen to be the crew members who offer catering services. All their customers are well off and have a name in the industry. While serving and assisting the customers, Yama felt someone was watching her, but didn't mind because she was busy. When Yama's eyes landed on someone who was looking at her, she suddenly felt uneasy. She can't understand her feelings. Her heart beats fast and feels uncomfortable the way the guy looks at her. No doubt, the man is very handsome. His mature features add a masculine look and dominating aura. You can tell he is someone of high value and is very prominent in society. The guy smiled at her a bit, and she nodded in return, as Respect then resumed her work. Around 11 in the evening, she took a break as their job was almost done. She went to the balcony on the second floor of the building to have some fresh air. "Wow, this place is amazing," she blurted out loud. Yama can't help but admire the whole view outside. She can even see the stars in the sky shining brightly. "How I wish I lived here. The lights are sparkling beautifully, the space is wide, and the place is calm and quiet. It feels safe here. Maybe I can sleep here really well at night, just like in the countryside." Yama utters slowly, like talking to herself. She was in a trance when she heard someone talking at the back. "Why, is it your first time being here and watching those views?" said the voice that made her nervous. She thought she was alone in this place. She moved sideways to see who's talking. To her surprise, it was the man who smiled at her at the party. The guy is friendly, so she replied for a chat. "Remember, yes, my kind couldn't afford to spend a place like this. This is my first time to step into a big building and mingle with rich people." She responded shyly. "Why you say that?" he asked curiously. "Because I'm poor and live in a squatter area. The place is noisy at night and crowded at daytime. We used to cater different venues and events, but this one is exclusive and high-end." Yama spoke openly. They talked longer than expected and even discussed different topics. To Yama's surprise, the man was easy to talk with and nice, a different person than she thought. "Do you get something like a commission from getting a client?" Rox inquired when they talked about her work. "I don't know, I haven't tried yet." "Why?" Yama doesn't understand why he asks her that. "Because I usually hold a party and I would like to get your services. I want you to refer me to your boss so that you can get something out of my event. Maybe that could help you as well." Yama suddenly feels interested in what Rox has said. "Wow, that is great. That's a big opportunity for all of us." Yama says it with full of eagerness. "Here's my calling card. Negotiate it with your boss. I am willing to take your services in most of my events as long as you get something out of my account. Call me anytime." Yama happily took the card. Excitement is visible in her face. "I would open this to my boss. For sure she would be happy about your offer." Yama smiled widely. Then she heard John's voice calling her. "Yama, your break is done and the boss is looking for you." John informs her as he walks toward them. "Well, Mr. Wilford, it's nice meeting you. I have to go. I'll call you once I am done talking to my boss regarding your proposal." Her expressions show gratitude. "Sure, no worries, I'm not in a hurry anyway." John and Yama slowly walk back to the event area. "Who was that, Yama?" John curiously asks her. "He is one of the visitors here and wants to get our services in his upcoming event." Yama happily told John. Yama talks to the owner regarding Rox's offer, and her boss is so happy. "Really, Yama? How do you know him?" "Don't you know that Mr. Wilford is a very generous man? Most caterers and event organizers run after him because he pays well even in a simple event, and he usually held extravagant parties. He is famous in upper-class society and a very valuable client in most event businesses. It would be our break, Yama, if we get his account." Yama just smiled at her. She never knew Rox had that record. She also told her about Rox's condition, and she has no problem with it. A few weeks later, it's the company's anniversary hosted by Rox. She witnesses what extravagant means upon seeing the venue. At a later part of the party, Rox came and talked to her. "Hi, my visitors and I are satisfied with your team's services. The food is superb, the setting is amazing, and most of all the crew, because you are all efficient and accommodating. A job well done." Yama can't help herself but be happy and proud. "It means the event is successful. We just do our job, Mr. Wilford. We aim for customer satisfaction, and we are happy we met your expectations. Hope to work with you again," says Yama happily. It was a subtle way of saying they were looking forward to the next event. "Oh, that's for sure. This is just the beginning of our collaboration." That statement alone made Yama jump into too much happiness, but she contented herself. "Thank you so much, Mr. Wilford. That's a great help for all of us." He nods and smiles a bit. "Call me Rox, please. I feel so old with Mr. Wilford. I am so happy to be of help as well, even in small things." That's the start of the alliance. Their team is the official event organizer that handles Rox's company's events and personal gatherings. With that, they are constantly seeing each other and became close friends. One day Rox approached Yama. It was another event by a big-time client, recommended by Rox. "Hey, how are you? Still busy?" Rox greeted Yama. "Oh hi, good to see you here. I was busy a while ago, but now I can sit down. All the guests have already eaten. How about you? Can I serve you something?" No, I am okay. Have taken my share an hour ago with my colleague." They were in that conversation when John came. "Yama, can we eat now? I am so hungry already." Yama could see how knackered John looked. She then heard her stomach rumbling because it was past 2 and haven't had their lunch. "Oh Rox, I have to excuse myself. My husband and I need to eat our lunch. We are so hungry." Yama feels embarrassed, but she needs to. "Husband? He is your husband?" Yama saw how shocked Rox was, but she didn't mind his reaction. Yama just nodded to him and smiled timidly. Okay, sure. You shouldn't forget your meal. Nice talking to you, Yama." Then he goes. "Yama, why does that guy always talk to you?" John asks with a frown when Rox is out of sight. "Well, he's a client, John. He is the reason why we have a lot of clients these days. All are recommended by him," Yama replied in a normal tone while serving her husband. "But he isn't like that to anyone. He only talks to you. He doesn't even talk to our boss. He reasons out like he wants to point out something. Maybe he is just comfortable with me 'cause we are friends now. And I'm just happy we got a commission for all the clients he referred. The reason why we were able to send money back home," Yama explained to John. She didn't put any malice in Rox's actions. She is just grateful for the opportunity he brought. Months have passed and another event they've organized by Rox's friend. "Hi, how are you these days? You seem busy." She was surprised to see Rox. Been a while since she had seen him. "Oh Rox, good to see you here. I am not busy, almost done packing. Why did you just came? The food was almost finished. Can I serve you something in what is just left?" She happily accommodated Rox. "Yeah, sure, no worries. I am not picky with food." Yama serves Rox. While he eats, they keep talking like usual. "I rarely see you these days. We have been busy organizing events for your friends." She happily informs Rox for the good news. "Wow, that's great. I was abroad for business. I just came actually." Yama now understands why he hasn't seen him. "Where is your husband?" Rox asks. "My boss asks him to drive her somewhere. She has another client to meet with." Yama sat down in front of Rox while doing something. "How long you two have been married?" He said it in a serious tone. "It's been 3 years now," Yama replied in normal conversation. "I still can't believe you are already married. Because you don't look like one and still very young to be tied." She felt off for a bit with his statement. She doesn't know if it's a compliment or a reprimand. "I just happened to fall in love early, then we decided to settle down," she replied honestly. "Are you happy with him? Did you not regret marrying him early?" Yama looked at Rox seriously and did not say a word. "Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Don't get me wrong, I just thought, most of the girls in your age have a lot of dreams in life. They want to accomplish things before settling down. It's easier to achieve them when you don't have a baggage or complications." Yama understands his point though, but just feels insulted by his words. "I didn't regret it because my husband is a good man. We have dreams and we will work it together. She just simply said it that way. Maybe he means well. Good on you, you have a strong belief in your marriage. Lucky him to have you. You are a good girl. If you need something, don't hesitate to come and ask for help. Yama just smiled but didn't comment on his words. She doesn't want to abuse his kindness. Those moments keep repeating. Yama openly sees rocks on every occasion they organize, but he doesn't come often to talk to her like the usual. Sometimes she saw him looking at her from afar. His gaze made her uncomfortable. The way he looks at her says something, but she can't tell anyone or confront him because she might be wrong, or maybe some would think she is assuming. There were times she felt being watched, but didn't see anyone. She has this weird feeling that is hard to shake off. She also felt Rox's treatment towards her was way different from others, especially when she received the bouquet of flowers. Please accept these flowers as appreciation for the job done. My clients are happy with the event you guys organized. Says the letter on the card with no signature, but she knew where it came from. She even heard from her colleague that Rox is a strict man. He doesn't entertain anyone unless it's important, but why does he have these weird gestures towards her? Since then, she subtly avoids Rox. She is not comfortable anymore with his presence. One time she was late going home because it was a hectic day. She is waiting on the side of the road for a public vehicle to pass by. Hi. Going home? Hop in. She was startled for a bit because a car suddenly stopped at her side. Then Rox's face is revealed in the window. She doesn't want to be a hassle, so she said no, but Rox insisted. There's no public transport that would pass on this side at this hour. It would be in the other lane, and this location is prone to hijacking, kidnapping, and holdups. Rox's information made her shiver. So, she immediately went inside and swallowed her pride. Inside the car, she doesn't talk. The awkwardness is evident from the two of them. It's like there's a silent boundary between them. They aren't like before. It was so late, and she was very hungry. She could even hear her stomach rumbling. Then she heard Rox instruct his driver to pull over in a restaurant. She thought maybe she could drop her there and find a taxi. But when they are in the restaurant's driveway, Rox insists her to go with him to have dinner first. So, she went along. The restaurant screams elegance. Just by the atmosphere, interior, and the people inside, you can tell it's only for rich people. She knew she didn't fit in the place. She wanted to turn back, but Rox held her hands firmly and assisted to their table. Rox can sense her uneasiness while waiting for the order. Don't mind the people around. We are here to dine. She nods and braces herself. When the meals are served, the dish looks delicious and seems foreign to her eyesight. Her focus is on the food. You seem avoiding me lately. Why? Have I done wrong? She thought it wasn't obvious that she had deliberately avoided him. Ah no, I am just busy lately, sir. She reasons out. You address me now as sir. I thought we had passed that stage, Yama. You call me by my name, and I do the same with you. What happens? Yama felt cornered and she didn't know how to respond. I am sorry, I don't want to put you in an awkward situation. I'm just wondering why you haven't talked to me anymore like before. I feel the changes between us. Yama keeps her silent, but she feels Rox's gaze on her. After dinner, Rox's driver drove them to her place. Just drop me here. Rox's brows furrowed upon looking at the place. It's dangerous here. Your place is still farther from here. Yama was shocked. The way he said it meant he knew where she lived. No, I'm okay here. This is where we usually drop because the car can't get through inside. The pathway is too narrow, and some vendors are on the sidewalk. So, we can only walk from here. She reasons out. Doesn't want him to stay longer in the place. Yama, don't be shy with me. If you need anything, just let me know. We are not strangers anymore. You can always count on me. Rox attempted to hold her hands, but she moved. I am sorry, sir, but I'm a married woman. I have to be careful in my actions to avoid misunderstanding. I have my boundaries and limitations when it comes to other men. Asking for help aside from my husband is not right. Thank you for giving me a lift. Straightforward statement by Yama. She wants to end the animosity between them, but they can't be the way they used to be. Things have changed. Then she walks faster without turning back. It might be rude, but he has to know where he stands. He has to know that she is not okay with the way he treats her. She intended to remind him of her status in life. She knew that look, she knew the actions of a man who likes a woman, and she can't be that woman. Yama sighs upon remembering the past. That's their encounter before leading into this situation. If she only knew, she might have avoided him long time ago.